to my channel, and I hope you're well. And I apologise straight away because it's been like forever since I did a video last. And the only reason for that being, is because, well, I've had this bad arm, and it's just really it put me off of doing videos and podcasts and anything, to be completely honest. It's not great, I must admit. So yeah, so apologies for being ages before I came back. Anyway, I am back. I hope you're well, and I hope you you've had a nice time with whatever you've been up to since I've last been around. This video today is a video on YouTube. On my podcast, obviously it is a podcast, so I will say this episode, I'm going to start calling them episodes now. So this episode today is based on a couple back in the 1800s, and I'm not going to tell you too much about it, because I'll tell you about it in a second on the video episode. I'll get it right. So I won't go into it too much, but let's get on with it and enjoy. See you on the episode. Just before 9 o'clock on the morning of Tuesday the 13th of November 1849, two figures emerged into the grey sky on the roof of the Horsemonger Lane Gaol in Southwark, London. The first was a man, Frederick Manning, who had to be helped up the steep flight of stairs that led to the rooftop gallows, and whose legs crumpled underneath him when he reached them. The second figure, immaculately presented in a black satin dress, was his wife, Marie Manning. She was more sure of foot as she made her way to the gallows, though she too had to be helped up the stairs, as she had requested that a black veil covered her face before she emerged from the prison. An estimated 30,000 people watched as the couple had nooses placed around their necks, and there was a few seconds of tension before the executioner pulled the lever and the husband and wife plunged to their deaths. Frederick died instantly, while Marie wriggled around for a few seconds before staying deathly still. The hanging was so public, and the behaviour of the crowd that morning was so raucous, that Charles Dickens, watching from a room that he rented overlooking the scene, decided that public executions ought to be a thing of the past. But what had the Mannings done to deserve their grim fate? Marie Manning was a Swiss domestic servant who was hanged on the roof of London's Horsemonger Lane Gaol on 13th November 1849, after she and her husband were convicted of the murder of her lover, Patrick O'Connor, in the case that became known as the Bermondsey Horror. It was the first time that husband and wife had been executed together in England since 1700. The novelist Charles Dickens attended the public execution, and in a letter written to the Times on the same day wrote, "I believe that a sight so inconceivably awful as the wickedness and levity of the immense crowd collected at the execution this morning could be imagined by no man, and could be presented in no heathen land under the sun." Dickens later based one of his characters, Mademoiselle Hortense, Lady Dedlock's maid in Bleak House, on Manning's life. On August the 9th, 1849, O'Connor dined with the Mannings at their home, 3 Minerva Place, Bermondsey. Following a plan, the Mannings murdered their guest by shooting him at close range in the back of the head, and they buried his body under the flagstones in the kitchen, where it was found a week later on the 17th of August, when a police officer noticed a damp cornerstone on the floor, around which the earth was all soft. That same day, Mrs. Manning visited O'Connor's lodgings at Greenwood Street, Mile End Road, stealing the dead man's railway shares and money. She returned the next day to complete the robbery. However, it is apparent that the couple had planned to double-cross each other. Marie fled with most of the loot. Frederick fled with the smaller portion. James Coltman, who's the landlord who resided at 1 Minerva Place, later gave evidence at the trial. Marie was tracked down to Edinburgh, where she was caught after trying to exchange some of O'Connor's property. The listing of his possessions had been published. The 10 certificates of shares of the Huntingdon Wisbech and St Ives Railway were found in her possession. Elsewhere, Frederick was caught on the island of Jersey. They were tried at the Old Bailey on the 25th and 26th of October 1849. The trial was not one of the most fascinating in terms of legal problems, except that it was argued that the jury had to include people of French or Swiss ancestry in fairness to Marie. O'Connor's stockbroker, Francis Stevens, gave evidence in identifying the railway shares. I know them by the numbers and by my initials. I delivered them on the 6th of August last. They are amongst the advertised shares and are numbered 6,460 to 6,469. During the trial, Frederick said that he never liked O'Connor very much. Both he and Marie were found guilty and sentenced to death by hanging. Marie yelling at the British as a perfidious race. The couple were reconciled shortly before they were executed by William Coolcraft at a horsemonger lane goal on the 13th of November 1849, where they were then buried. The death mask of Marie was acquired by Dr. Thomas Grierson for his Thornhill Institute in Dumfries, then in 1965 by Dumfries Museum on the dispersal of Grierson's collections, whilst the couple's grave markers were rescued for the coming museum on the Gauls demolition 1881, and they remained in a collection of Cummings' successor, the Suffolk Heritage Centre. So then, I hope you enjoyed that. I know it's like quite short and sweet this time, but it's because I suppose I'm rushing it a little bit today because I've got other stuff I've got to get done. But I wanted to get something out there, so you had something to, watch on YouTube or listen to on wherever you get your podcasts. So so that's what I wanted to do today. I am planning on doing much more. So do stick with me if you can. Thank you for those of you that have been with me from the beginning. I mean, what can I say? Thanks. And thanks of you, those of you that have joined me and stuck with me from, just recently. I do hope to get more content up and running as soon as I can. At the moment, we've just moved my office around. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you'll be able to see at the moment I'm in the middle of everything's moving. Now we've moved the desk and everything, all of that's moved. So I'm waiting on some bookshelves and things to arrive. So hopefully by my next video, you'll see all new stuff. But for now, so it's all a bit up in the air at the minute. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you have a good rest of your week, and I'll see you again very shortly. Take care and see you again on the next episode. See you later.